And once you find your seat, shift your weight side to side, forward and back, just to connect a little more fully to your sitting bones and to create an awareness of your body's position in space. The fancy word for that would be proprioception. But really, it's just kind of feeling where your body's at, or body awareness. And then once you start to settle into what feels like this center line from your tailbone to the top of your head, you might close down your eyes or soften your gaze. If you're feeling particularly ungrounded or unsettled today, you might recall that grounding exercise where you scan your vision around the space of the room and maybe let your eyes rest on a plant or a piece of artwork or a tree out your window, something that just kind of pulls you in, and rest your gaze there. Just cultivating a sense of safety and stability in the body here and now. Start to attend or pay attention to the flow of your breath. And see if you can direct the flow of your breath in and out of your nose, and all the way down into your low belly. So your low belly relaxes and expands as you breathe in. As you breathe out, let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Feel free to make little adjustments to your body, lengthening your spine, and settling into your posture, into your seat. And just notice where you are starting from today, how you feel in your body, your mind, your heart. And allow that noticing to guide your practice, and nurturing your current state of mind, your current state of body, current state of being. And if you would like to set an intention for your practice, you can do that now. It could be simply moving, exercising, taking deep breaths. Or it might be something a little more individual, or maybe your intention is to maybe create some good vibes for someone else you know. And the possibilities are endless. Whatever comes to mind. Why are you here on your mat, even though you have to be? Is there anything else you would like to bring into this practice or get out of this practice? And if you'd like, you can bring your palms together in front of your heart to seal in that intention. And then release hands to your thighs. Blink your eyes open if they were closed. And we'll start with some spinal warm-ups. So just beginning with a simple seated cat's breath. Start by dropping your chin to your chest, stretching your tailbone forward, rounding your back. And exhale. And inhale, reverse, roll your shoulders back, stretch your heart forward, swing your tailbone back. And continue with your breath. Exhale, round, stretch your back out. And inhale, lean forward, open up. Once or twice more on your own, moving to the pace of your breath. And this next time you lean forward, we'll circle now. So shift over to the right, and then round your back, stretch it out, chin to chest. Shift over to the left, and then take it forward and around, and just begin to smooth that out. Inhaling forward, and exhaling as you round back. And then change direction, circle the other way. Again, inhaling forward and exhaling back. Just making these little adjustments through your back, your spine. Starting to circulate your breath through your whole body. And then slow that down, come back through the center. Sit up nice and tall, lengthen your spine. Preparing to twist, release your arms at your sides, and then inhale, stretch your arms up and overhead. You can connect your palms, and as you exhale, twist to the left. Left hand behind you, right hand either in front or to your opposite knee. And then flowing with your breath, inhale, arms rise. Exhale to the right. On your own, inhale through the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to the right. Good. Inhale, come up through the center, connect your palms. And now side stretch. Place your right hand next to your right hip. Stretch your left arm up and over your ear. Keep your left hip heavy. And if you'd like, gaze under your left arm and glide both shoulder blades back. Even the right shoulder glides back. Option to look up. You might even start to lower your right elbow down towards the floor. And complete your exhale. Inhale, come up, change sides, plant your left hand, stretch your right arm high, keep your right hip heavy. Glide both shoulder blades back, stretch through your right fingertips. And now option to lower your left elbow towards the floor. It may or may not touch, but just kind of bending it to the degree that you want a little more sensation. And complete your exhale. Inhale, come up. Circle your shoulders out once or twice. And then interlace your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders back, puff up through your chest. Maybe lift your gaze. Inhale. And now reverse. Sweep your hands forward. Even walk your hands forward to come down to your forearms. All the way, forehead can rest down on your stacked hands. Complete your exhale. Inhale to come up. And let's transition to hands and knees. And just come into a child's pose with your big toes touching and your knees wide. Hips to heels, forehead rest down. You're welcome to move around a little in your child's pose. Just enjoy some steadiness and stillness. Inhale through your nose, expand through the backs of your lungs, and exhale, release into the support of the floor. And complete your exhale and begin to transition to your hands and your knees. Tabletop. Stack your wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips, spread your fingers. And then inhale, roll your shoulders back, look forward, lift your tailbone. And exhale, round your back, press into your hands, drop your head, drop your tailbone. And continue like that. Inhale, look up, open up through the front of your chest. And exhale, round and stretch out through your back. Once more on your own. Good. And now come into a neutral spine and we'll circle out through the hips. So start by shifting your hips to the right, back towards your heels, to the left, and then forward and around. And start to smooth that out. Keep a micro bend in your elbows to free up your shoulder girdle as you do this. And then change direction, circle the other way. And notice how we're moving through the hips, but this helps to loosen up your whole back. And then come back through the center. Adding a twist. Inhale, reach your right arm high. And then thread the needle twist. Weave right hand behind, left hand drop to your right shoulder and ear. And you can either stabilize with your left fingertips or reach your left hand up and around either to your lower back or all the way around to clasp your opposite thigh. And take one more deep breath in this pose. And then start to come out the same way you came in. Inhale, reach your right arm high. And exhale, return your hand to the mat. Other side. Inhale, stretch your left arm high. And exhale, twist. Weave your hand behind your right wrist, lower to the left side of your head. And again, you can stabilize with your right fingertips. Or for a deeper stretch, reach your right arm high to your lower back. Feel that it's steady. And maybe reach all the way around to clasp your opposite thigh. And you could close your eyes or take a soft gaze and return to an awareness of your breath. And complete your exhale. Free your right arm. If it's bound, return it to the floor and inhale. Extend your left arm. Open, twist, exhale, place your palm. Good. Keep your hips stacked directly over your knees. Walk your hands forward, puppy dog pose. Stretch out through your shoulders and upper back. And complete your exhale. Inhale, slide forward to your belly, Sphinx pose. So prop yourself up on your forearms. Press into your hands, spread your fingers, and now lift your elbows. Extended Sphinx pose. Glide your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale. Exhale, lower your elbows. Keep your left arm as it is. Slide your right hand under your right shoulder. Straighten your left elbow and roll to your outer left hip. We've done this before. Walk your right hand in to stabilize. Deep side stretch. You can walk your left hand forward as needed. And now bend your right knee high to step your foot behind your left leg. Stay here or come into a side plank variation. Lift your hips, lift your right arm, stretch it up and over your ear. Inhale. Exhale to lower. Straighten your right leg, roll back to your belly. We'll meet in Sphinx pose, propped up on your forearms. Other side, slide your left hand under your left shoulder. Straighten your right elbow, roll to your outer right hip. Again, you can walk your left hand in for stability. You can slide your right hand forward if it feels really tight or crunchy on this side. And now bend your left knee high to step your foot behind your right leg. Stay here, or if you're coming into side plank, flex your right foot strong and inhale to lift your hips, lift your left arm. And as you exhale, lower your hips, roll back to your belly. And slide your hands under your shoulders and then off to the sides, off of your mat, tent to your fingertips, open cobra, inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, lengthen as you lower down. Feel that twice more. Inhale. Let your head hang heavily so that it's the last to lift up. And exhale, wave forward and down. Good. Once more. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Rest your forehead down for a moment. Slide hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Press back, active child's pose, hips to heels. Inhale, round forward. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Okay, so take some time to move around in your downward dog. You can pedal out through your feet. Stretch your legs. If there's any other movement you like, maybe swiveling your heels side to side or whatever your body's feeling like it needs. Now that you have a bunch of the yoga rules, you can start to bend them and break them a little bit. Good. Start to slow your movements if you are moving around and stretching. And we'll wave through the spine as you inhale, round forward into a rounded high plank. And then bend your knees, slide back, downward facing dog. And feel that twice more. Inhale, round forward. And exhale, glide back. And this time, as you round forward, you can stay in rounded high plank or come into upward dog with your toes tucked. Start to drop your hips. Press into your hands, reach through your heels so your legs are strong. And then maybe start to look forward and up. If that strains your lower back, you can lower your hips down and bend your elbows. And as you exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let out a sigh. And now walk your feet to the top of your mat, coming into a forward fold. Land with your feet hips distance apart. And come into a ragdoll. Hold opposite elbow, bend your knees, let your head drop. Maybe sway your torso. And slow your movement, release your hands. Soften your knees and inhale, roll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. So your head is the last to lift. And roll your shoulders back at the top, mountain pose. Take an inhale, lift your arms. Lift your gaze. Maybe find just a little back bend. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. In slow motion, step your left way back, stretch through your toes, and softly land in a lunge. Set your back knee down. Take an inhale, lift your arms high. And as you exhale, sweep your hands back, straighten your front leg. Half splits, you can always lower your hands for more support. And now inhale, bend your knee, lift your arms, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, high crescent lunge. And take an inhale. As you exhale, lower your hands and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, round forward, rounded high plank. And exhale, glide back. Swivel your heels to the right and downward dog. Keep your knees bent, press evenly into your hands. And from here, start to press your right heel down, tent to your left fingertips, and maybe lift your left knee high. So a side plank preparation. You can even start to look under your left arm. And as you exhale, plant your foot, lower your hand. Let's feel that on the other side. Inhale, round forward. Exhale, glide back, swivel your heels to the left. Keep your knees bent. Start to plant your left foot, tent to your right fingertips, and maybe lift your right knee. You could even start to look under your right arm. Inhale. And exhale, lower your foot, lower your hand. Start to walk your feet towards the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Drop your head. Inhale, rise to standing with a flat back. Lift your arms. Maybe lift your gaze and exhale, center yourself, mountain pose, hands either at your heart or arms at your side. Good. Release your arms at your sides. Bend your knees, sweep your hands forward and up, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, sweep your hands back towards your hips and even lower. Moving with your breath, inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands back. Once more. So this time, as you lift your arms, straighten your legs, stand tall, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Slow motion, step your right leg back to land in a low lunge. Set your back knee down. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, straighten your front legs, sweep your hands back to hover or support yourself, hands down, half split. Inhale, rise forward and up, high lunge. And exhale, lower hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, round forward, plank pose. Exhale, glide back, keep your knees bent, swivel your heels to the left. Tent to your right fingertips. You can pick up your right knee with the option this time to pick up your right arm as well. Inhale. Exhale, return downward facing dog. Other side, inhale, round forward. Exhale, glide back, swivel your heels to the right. You can tent to your left fingertips. Pick up your left knee, maybe pick up your left arm. Inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, round forward, rounded high plank. Option to lower your hips, upward dog with toes tucked. And as you exhale, press back, downward facing dog. And take a couple of resting breaths, downward dog or child's pose. You can lower your knees down if downward dog is not rejuvenating for you. We'll meet in downward dog. Look to the top of your mat, lift your heels, bend your knees, and after your exhale, step or hop your feet forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, drop your hips, chair pose. Lift your arms. As you exhale, sweep your hands back. Inhale, lift your arms, lift your left knee, standing balance. Flex your left foot, connect your palms together in front of your heart, and figure four cross, left ankle above your right knee. Bend your standing leg. Reach your hips back, your heart forward. As you inhale, lift your arms, lift your left knee. Start to reach your left leg back and softly land in a high lunge this time. Inhale, lift your arms. Keep the bend of your right knee, glide your right hip back, lift your chest, lift your gaze. And now straighten your front leg. Have a micro bend of your front knee and start to fold forward into pyramid pose. Drop your head, relax your neck. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend your front knee. Come into a low lunge. And plant your left hand, sweep your right arm high, open twist. And circle out through your right wrist. But from here, walk your left hand forward a couple of inches. Turn all 10 toes to the right and heel toe your right foot back. Start to lower your left foot or your left hip to hover above the floor. Kind of like a lazy side plank, but it's not lazy because it's really hard. And now inhale, lift your hips. Lift your right arm up and over your ear. And from here, return your right hand to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, round forward. And exhale, glide back. Swivel your heels to the right. Pick up your left heel. Tent to your left fingertips. You can lift your left knee. Option to lift your left arm. Look to the top of your mat and slow motion step your left foot forward for 3, 2. You can always help with your left hand. And land in an open twist. Option to pick up your left heel. Inhale deeply. And exhale, lower your left hand. Turn to the long side of your mat. Turn your toes out to the sides and bend your right knee, Skandasana. You can stay high or low. So this high lunge, side lunge. Option to connect your palms together in front of your heart. Look to the top of your mat. And with or without the support of your hands, change sides. Inhale, lift your hips. And exhale, bend your left knee. Look towards your right toes. Inhale, lift your hips, come into temple pose. Shift your heels in, toes out, bend your knees. Place your hands inside of your thighs. See that your knees are stacked directly over your ankles, and now we'll twist. Drop your right shoulder as you gaze to the left. Inhale through the center, and exhale, twist the other way. Feel that once more side to side. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. So come back to the center, straighten your legs. Okay, we're gonna turn to face the back of the mat. So turn your right toes to face the back of your mat. And cartwheel your hands down to frame your right foot, come into a lunge. Set your left knee down. Place your hands inside of your right foot. Inhale to lengthen, look forward. And as you exhale, straighten your right leg a little or a lot. Half splits variation. You can have your back toes tucked or untucked. Good. Inhale. Again, bend your right knee. Turn your right toes out at a diagonal. You can stay high or start to lower down to your forearms for more of a stretch. Coming into lizard lunge. A couple more breaths here. Breathing in through your nose, filling your belly, and exhaling out through your nose. Start to come back up onto your hands if you're not. Reframe your right foot with your hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee, and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, round forward, plank, into upward dog with your toes tucked. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Look to the top of your mat, bend your knees. After your exhale, step or walk or hop your feet forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, drop your hips, lift your arms, chair pose. And as you exhale, sweep your hands back towards your hips. Inhale, lift your arms, lift your right knee. Flex your foot, connect your palms, and figure 4, cross, right ankle above left knee. Good. Inhale, lift your arms, lift your knee. Slow motion, step back, high lunge. So make sure you're on train tracks as opposed to a tightrope here. Bend your left knee, glide your left hip back, and puff up through your chest, lift your gaze. As you exhale, plant right hand inside of your foot, left arm high. And circle out through your wrist. Walk your right hand forward a little bit. Turn all 10 toes to the left. Fallen lunge. Start to lower your right hip to hover. Reach your right fingertips back. Deep stretch. Inhale, lift your hips, lift your left arm. Option to look up. And then plant your left hand, step back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, round forward, rounded high plank. Exhale, glide back, swivel your heels to the left. Tent to your right fingertips, option to pick up your right knee, your right arm. Look to the top of your mat, and with or without the support of your right hand, slow motion step forward for 3, 2, and 1. Option to pick up your right heel this time. Open twist. Inhale. Exhale, plant your right hand, lower your right heel. Turn to the long side of your mat, side lunge. Bend your left knee. toes turn out at a diagonal. Option to connect your palms or support yourself with hands down. Look to the right. Inhale, lift your hips, and exhale, bend your right knee. Look to the left. Inhale, lift your hips, bend both knees, toes turn out. Temple pose, place your hands to your thighs. Inside of your knees, so hands inside of your knees, drop your left shoulder, gaze over the right, exhale. Inhale through the center, and exhale to the right. The right shoulder drops. Once more, side to side. Just realize we didn't get a pyramid pose on the other side, so we're gonna weave that in. Lower your hands, turn over your right leg, pick up your left heel. Both legs are straight-ish. Pyramid pose variation. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. And then inhale, walk your hands through the long side of your mat. And pose on the other side. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Over your left leg. Now bend your left knee, set your right knee down, place your hands inside of your left foot. You can heel toe your foot over to the left to make some space. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, straighten your left leg, a little or a lot, half splits variation. So you inhale, bend your left knee. Turn your toes to the left at a diagonal. Stay high up on your hands or lower down to your forearms or lizard lunge. And remember, this was a slightly longer hold on the other side. About 2 to 3 more breaths here. And complete your exhale. Walk your hands under your shoulders. Reframe your left foot with your hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee, and step back. Downward facing dog. Take an inhale, round forward. And exhale, lower your hips, reach through your heels, upward dog. Bend your elbows, lower your hips down, untuck your toes, and just come down to rest. Stack your hands under your forehead. You can sway your hips a little. You can bend your knees and kind of windshield wiper your legs side to side. And from there, slide your hands under your shoulders. Take your right arm to the side, palm down. Bend your left knee, roll to your right side, stepping your left foot behind you. Coming into the shoulder opening, you can stabilize with your left fingertips. For more sensation, you can bend your right knee as well. So both knees are bent, both feet plant. And for a little more sensation, turn your right palm to face up. Extend your left arm behind you to interlace your hands behind your back. So find a position where your right side of your head is resting on the floor or a pillow, where you can Breathe deeply. Soften the muscles that you don't need for the pulse. So relax your jaw, soften your eyes, your belly, all the muscles of your face. And complete your exhale. And then start to come out by straightening your legs, releasing your hands, rolling back to your belly. Place your hands under your shoulders. Take your left arm to the side, palm facing down. Bend your right knee, roll to your left side as you step your right foot behind you. You can stabilize with your right fingertips. For more sensation, bend both knees, plant both feet. For even more, turn your left palm to face up. Reach your right arm back to clasp. And you'll notice you're probably tighter on one side versus the other. You don't have to do the exact same pose on each side. And then start to come out of the pose by straightening your legs, releasing your hands, roll back to your belly. Slide your hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, press back, active child's pose. Inhale, round forward, hands and knees, and exhale to downward facing dog. Walk your feet towards the front of your mat. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, bend your knees lower down to your seat. Walk your feet out in front of you so that your knees are bent, your feet are planted, hips width apart. A little bit of core, because I love core. Reach your hands forward. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, lower your lower back, middle back. Keep your shoulders lifted. Inhale here. Exhale, lift back up. Inhale, stretch through your fingertips. And exhale, lower. Just enough so that your shoulders hover. Inhale. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lengthen and reach. Exhale to lower. Pause here. We're going to pulse a little bit. So inhale and exhale, lifting part way. Inhale to lower part way. Exhale, lift part way. Tiny pulses. And you can breathe out through your mouth every time you lift up. Or you can make a shh sound. Or just a forceful exhale through your nose. One more, and then release down. Lower it to your back. Walk your feet in. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. Rock a little side to side. Okay, place your arms at your sides. Keep your left knee as it is and straighten your right leg. Inhale here. And exhale, lower your right heel to hover above the floor. Inhale to lift. You can stay with this or start to pick up your hips and stretch your toes, maybe towards the floor behind you. And then lower. So we'll change sides. Bend your right knee. Straighten your left leg. Inhale. Exhale, lower your left heel to hover. Inhale, lift your left leg, stay there, or start to pick up your hips. Stretch your left toes towards the floor behind you. And then lower down. Hug your knees to your chest, rock a little side to side. So we're gonna add to that. If you wanna actually watch the first time, so that pose with your toes overhead, that's half plow pose. We're gonna have the option to take that into a half pistol squat. So it's gonna look like this. You're gonna have your right leg lifted, lower it, lift back, and then rock up. You can use your fingertips to the floor or lift your arms. Then we're gonna lower down, rock back, and rock up. Okay, so we're gonna play with that. So from your back, keep your right knee bent, straighten your left leg, arms at your sides. Lower your left leg to hover. Exhale. Inhale, rock up, maybe back. And then rock up, plant your right foot. You can be on your fingertips, maybe lift your hips, maybe lift your arms. Rock back, keep your legs just as they are, and rock up, pistol squat. Once more. Good, come back and release to your back. Lower your feet, take your arms to the sides, just let your knees fall side to side. Loosening up your lower back. We're gonna play with that on the other side. Plug your knees in. Straighten your right leg, arms at your sides. Lower your right leg to hover. Rock back. And then rock up, with or without your hands. Rock back. And rock up. Just stretching out your back. And release. Lower your feet. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. Okay. Last little bit of that. We're gonna take that movement into pigeon pose. So I'll show you really quick. So it's gonna be down, rock back, rock up, stand up, step your left foot back. And if you need to find another way to get into a lunge, totally fine. Okay, but we're gonna meet in a lunge. So arms at your side, straighten your left leg, lower your left heel to hover, rock back, rock up, plant your right foot, pick up your hips, and step your left foot back, lunge. You've got your right foot far forward. If you need to find another way, no problem. Set your left knee down. Heel toe your right foot across your mat to the left for pigeon. Lower your knee to the right. And slide your left leg long. Untuck your toes. Remember, you can always do pigeon pose on your back. First, find a little back bend in pigeon. You can walk your hands back. Pop up through your chest. Lift your gaze. Maybe even lift your arms. Take an inhale. And exhale to fold forward into pigeon. Complete your exhale. Walk your hands in under your shoulders. Setting up for a seated twist. Lean over to the right. Swing your back leg around and step your foot over your front knee. You've got your left leg on top. Hug your shin, lengthen your spine. Inhale. Twist to the left, left arm back. You can wrap your right arm around your shin or hook your elbow outside of your knee. And there's even the option to bind. Right arm weaves between your legs, left arm reaches back to clasp left hand or wrist. So find the position that creates the most length through your spine. Complete your exhale. Slowly untwist. Straighten your legs or take your legs out in front of you. Knees bent, reach forward and lower down onto your back. Okay, so hug your knees in. Rock side to side. Setting up for side two. Rest your arms at your side. Straighten your right leg. Lower your right heel to hover. Pick up your leg, option to pick up your hips. Rock forward, plant your left foot. Lift your hips, step. Right foot back, lunge. You've got your left leg forward in a lunge. We'll meet here. Set your right knee down. You'll toe your left foot to the right. Pigeon pose. Lower your knee to the left. Slide your right leg long. You can walk your hands back, find a little back bend. Option to lift your arms. Inhale. And exhale, fold into pigeon. And complete your exhale. As you inhale, start to walk your hands under your shoulders. Lean to the left. Swing your back leg around, step your foot over your front knee. You've got your right leg on top, seated twist. Hug your right shin in, lengthen. Twist to the right, right arm back. Left arm can wrap around your leg. You can hook your elbow or move towards the bind. Left hand reaches through. Right arm reaches back to clasp. Right hand or wrist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Complete your exhale. Release, untwist. Extend your legs out in front of you. Shake them out a little bit. You can sit on a pillow or a blanket, or you can manually inner spiral one thigh at a time so that you connect a little more to your sitting bones. Setting up for a seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. This could be plenty with your arms at your sides. You might Beginning a good stretch through your hamstrings. Feel free to bend your knees to make it a little easier on yourself. The option to fold forward, inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, lead with your sternum, hinge at your hips as you fold and hold on to what you've got. And inhale, create a little more length. Exhale to fold. Three more breaths here. And complete your exhale. Inhale, come up, and take some time to prepare yourself for your meditation. Let's take 5 or 10 breaths to get there. So if there's any last little stretch you want to take, or just moving around, rolling around on the floor, it could be a yoga pose, but it doesn't have to be. Take some time now to prepare for your meditation. And remember, you can set up to be seated or resting on your back. And take some time to create comfort for yourself. You might unwind your neck. If you're on your back, you could slowly turn your head side to side. And moving without force. It doesn't have to be your full range of motion. But there might be another part of your body that needs a little extra TLC. Any of that. Once you establish your resting pose, you can close down your eyes or just take that soft gaze. Allow your breath to flow in and out through your nose. Let go of any other sense of effort. Transitioning to a state of ease. Scan your body to notice where you are supported by the floor and receive that support. Let yourself drop into it. It's allowing sweet embrace of gravity, bringing you closer to a connection with the earth. And as you rest and move closer to the gravitational pull of the earth, we remember our connection to nature, the muscles and bones that form the bedrock of our bodies, the structure, support. The waters and fluids that flow through us. nourishing the systems of the body, recognizing that our bodies are made of about 70% water. Remembering our ability to be adaptive and fluid like water, and also stable and steady like the earth. Recognize too the fire and the heat that lives within you, metabolic forces of transformation, the body's ability to transform food into fuel, transform media into thought and analysis. You process conversations and the intellect. And so our ability to do hard things, to face challenges, to connect with our personal sense of power, transformation. Remember our connection to the element of air, the breath that flows through us, breath being like wind in the sails of the lungs, and circulating our life force through the whole body. Circling back and remembering connection to our hearts. The center of the body mind. Remembering that within our heart lives the capacity for compassion, forgiveness, and the epitome of love. And so in this meditation on remembering our connection to nature, we remember the wisdom of our bodies, the wisdom of our heart, even if this is your last practice with me for a while, may you remember connection to both nature and to yourself. And as you're ready, please begin to deepen your breath. Start to bring some movement back into your body. Slowly stretching and waking up. you are resting on your back, please take your time, roll to one side, and eventually find your way back up to your seat. Once you establish your seat, you can rest your hands on your thighs or connect your palms together in front of your heart. Maybe close down your eyes and remember any little seeds of wisdom that you've gathered from this time together, this time in your personal practice, this time of connecting with yourself, with your true nature. And then let's bow chin to chest and head to heart. And as you're ready, lift your gaze, open your eyes, shift your attention back out into your day. Thanks so much for being here today and practicing with me.